meal, so a Chick-fil-A sandwich with a medium fry and a drink.
Officer Jerika Denal's father was deported back to Jamaica when she was 10, leaving her to grow up with only her mother. She's been working since she was 14 and now says she gives back by keeping her students safe.
Most of our kids are not going home to a safe environment. When they come to the school, they know that it's safe because they have a school resource officer and we have good staff here as well. It's only like 20 minutes away.
Officer Denal was awarded School Resource Officer of the Year for her recent work assisting a student in a mental health crisis. She says her past helps her build those important personal relationships.
We're still facing those same challenges today. Homeless youth and kids losing their fathers, growing up in single-parent household. So it's a challenge, but I can relate to what they're going through now because I went through it as well.
In 2018, Henderson County Public Schools partnered with county law enforcement to develop a set of protocols to enhance school safety. This set the stage in 2021 for the Handle with Care program, an initiative that stresses personal relationships between students and staff.
We're the safety, we're the security, but we're also the big brother, the big sister, the mentor. Sometimes we even take on the role as father or mother for those that may not have that person in their life.
So the main idea, remember, is what the whole story is about.
But social gaps in support for some students are still a driving concern for school officials. They say several children were hospitalized in 2021 for mental health issues.
And so what would get me on the edge of my seat is to have a school counselor or a school social worker call me and say that this student is back in her office and that she's back in crisis and that we're looking at another hospitalization or intervention. Those kinds of things are happening with more frequency right now, and the student mental health is at a greater acuity than I've seen it.
Picking up a student?
You come on in, I'll be your ID.
The comprehensive 23-school plan covers not just the students, but the buildings themselves. Nearly all schools by now are being retrofitted to include security vestibules at the entrances, required security badges, and specially designed window films to prevent passersby to see inside.
The hardest part of my job is that I can never tell somebody that I can guarantee that nothing will happen. That's always the concern. But the best that we can do to mitigate those concerns is what gives people a sense of safety.
Let's highlight it.
School officials say it's the interagency cooperation that makes any school plan like this work, but say if it isn't based on building relationships with students and families as well, it won't be successful.
We're talking about human relationships and the ability to know what's going on with an individual student, to be responsive to what that is, to have practices in place and training in place that allows adults to be able to be responsive to what those needs are is really our focus.
I have a pageant on Saturday.
Officer Denal says she's proud Henderson County is one of the pioneers in tackling school safety in a new way. She says even when she first started as a school resource officer, she knew her job wouldn't match the description.
And I knew that the kids needed a good role model in the school system. With everything going on in the world today, they need someone that they could trust.
Officer Denal says she's hopeful other communities will take cues from her district. And that becoming a member of a school family is just part of the job. For NC Impact, I'm Evan Howell.